Welcome to Dentalflix Uncut. I am your host, Allison and we are here with an incredible creator, Jay Malik. Welcome to Dentalflix Uncut, Jay.
Thank you very much.
Before we dig in, please tell our audience a little bit about you and how you are serving our dental industry.
Well, I have an accounting practice which deals exclusively with dentists, and we provide full service accounting to dental practices all over the country.
Cool. What do you feel is the number one problem in dentistry right now?
The number one problem right now is a shortage of staff. That is, I hear constantly from everyone. It's hard to find uh, team members to work, and people who are qualified, um, they are, number one, they're less in number, so supply and demand, they expect much more paid much higher than the market rates. So, and people who are available to fill different roles, they are not at a reasonable price. They are not that qualified.
Mm, yeah, I've heard that a lot too. And truthfully, we've had a lot of podcasts on this discussion alone just because it's been talked about so much. Um, as as an accountant, like what would you say would be some advice that you would give on this issue? Like how do we solve this?
Now, unfortunately, there are no simple simple techniques to solve it, because it's actually a problem which is countrywide, and it's in all industries are facing it post the pandemic era.
Hmm.
There is less human resource available in the marketplace. People retired, and they so there was a vacuum that was left by that. Many of the people who used to work in the dental practices, they decided to retire after pandemic, and they're gone. So that is one big factor. And then, of course, the inflation uh, caused the cost of living to go up, and now um, the expectation for wages are higher.
Hmm.
So with dentistry, the other side of the problem is that the compensation by insurance companies have not increased by the same way. So there's less money in the budget to pay higher wages.
Hmm.
So one technique which some practices are successful in using, but they are to increase their collections.
Hmm.
So if by keeping the staff at the same number, if you are able to increase collections, then you have, of course, more funds available to pay out.
Yeah.
It's done, then all of us know.
Yeah.
But that is one way. Finding money in other areas of the overhead is another technique um, that helps. Uh, and then some doctors have been successful in shifting to procedures which pay more.
Hmm.
So of course that is one technique. So these kind of multiple things depends on, every market is different, and every dentist is different.
Yeah.
Some people can do certain things easily, some cannot. So it has to be individualized solution.
Yes, absolutely. What do you feel is the secret to growing your dental practice?
Um, I don't. think there is any secret.
Mm.
Uh, Most of the world these way, the world we live in, there are very few secrets.
Yeah.
Although everybody says, "Hey, I have this secret. Just come talk to me. I'm gonna give you 6 secrets and 4 secrets and 3 secrets. They are the secrets." But the reality is there is no secret. Everything is out in the open. We live in an era of internet and social media and all that. Everybody has a little computer in their pocket.
Hmm.
So all the knowledge of the world is in your pocket and your cell phone. So
Yeah.
there are no secrets. It comes down to implementing.
Hmm. I love
Um,
that. That's so true. I think that's one of the biggest topics in dentistry right now. It's like there's so much technology, there's so much knowledge, there's so much like that we have access to, but the biggest problem is implementation and follow through and like actually action. So I 100% agree with that. We know what to do, but it's do we know how to get ourselves to do it?
yes.
What is one thing you wished every single dental professional knew?
One thing with everybody new. Okay. Um, I think if everybody knew that they could legally lower their tax burden, that would help them. Once again, knowing is not what is important. Important is actually believing in it and doing something about it,
Yeah.
right? So, generally, I travel all over the country to these events and I speak and I talk to doctors, and I haven't yet met anybody. And I'm 60 now, so it's been decades I've been doing it. I haven't met anybody, even one person yet, who met me and said, "Well, the the tax, my taxes rate is good. I'm paying, I'm happy paying it, and I wish it was more."
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody has ever said that to me.
Yeah.
And also, everybody complains that there are people with the resources who are paying less, and that is true. Okay. So, given that, yeah, if everybody believed that is the case, the tax can be legally lowered, then they'll do something about it,
Hmm.
and they will benefit from it.
Yeah, that makes total sense. What would you say is the best advice you've ever given or received?
Hmm. The best advice, in my view, is which I always give, and that get your tax return analyzed by somebody who prepared it.
Mm, I love that.
Just
Why
get a
would you
second
say that?
opinion on your tax return. Just like
Yeah.
everybody gets second opinion on everything. Why don't get it on a second on your tax return?
How many people do that?
Not many,
Yeah,
very few.
I bet.
Yeah,
How many,
I'll
how
tell you a
many?
funny part in that. That's interesting. I go and I speak at all over the country, and and I make this offer. Hey, if you send me your tax return, I analyze it for you for free. You will get 2 hours of my time. In one, I will ask you questions, understand your concerns. Then I'll go back, do the analysis work, come back. In my second an hour long Zoom meeting, I will tell you what I found. Okay? And I will not charge you a single penny for this. If you want to do it, send it over. So if I speak to a group of 40 doctors, about 7, 8 write down their name, I want to get it done. And then we actually try to get the tax returns. They don't respond, they're gone. And we get maybe 3, 2 tax returns. And other interesting part in that is 95% of the tax returns we analyze in this office, 95% the doctor has overpaid in tax.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Why do you think? Like, why do you think that's the case?
I've been trying to figure out this myself forever. I don't think I have yet an answer. People are busy. And so the number one, that so they keep putting on back burner
Hmm.
matters like these. And then they say, okay, by that time the year is over. Okay, well, we'll worry about it next year. The year is almost over. We'll next year see what we can do. And
Hmm.
this keeps going on. And then there is also some level of belief that my accountant must be doing right. I've been with them for years, and maybe they are doing right. Okay. Interestingly, the dentists want the patients to believe that they are better dentists than all the dentists out in the world. But when it comes to accounting, they don't want to believe that there could be somebody better than their accountant.
Yeah, that's so funny to think about. It's true. And I think there's another thing where it's like people just want to avoid these things. Like they don't want to talk about it. They're like, it's boring or it's exhausting or it's hard or maybe they feel ashamed or maybe they feel worried. Like maybe they're like, wish I would have made more money this year. I don't even want to face this. And I think sometimes we get people avoid the things that make them uncomfortable. And so there's a level of discomfort with this as well. Even though they know it's good for them, it's like still uncomfortable. It's like knowing that going to run a 5K is good for you, but it's uncomfortable. And it makes it hard to actually follow through with these things.
Yes. Meeting organizers, interestingly, you brought up a very interesting thing. I have a lot of friends who are meeting organizers, and they keep telling me, Jay, I know what you do, what you speak important, and it's critical, and it helps the doctors a lot. But the problem is, it is not as sexy, it is not
Yeah.
as glamorous. You know, can you like do something else? What do I do? What do you want me to do? I mean, dance on the stage, with a tax return in my hand? I don't know. I mean, this is what.
Literally, I was just thinking that, like, do you need to dance and do a tax return dance? Like, I don't know either. I really don't know either. And yeah, it's like, how do you make this topic sexy? Like, I don't know, maybe you can work less hard and save more and make money. Like, I can magically, I can magically produce more money for you without you doing a single thing. It's like, wait a second,
Yeah.
I'm interested in that. Like, all it does is for you to actually make sure that your tax return is correct. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Actually, you see, but that is not correct. The reality is, this is if you look at the real term, the the doctor does need to do something to lower
Mhm.
their tax burden, to change, make some changes in the way they manage their practice finances to pay less in tax. So things need to be done. As you know, all of us know, nothing is for free. There is no free lunch.
Yeah.
So same is the case here. It does need to do. You do need to make, but the other side of that is that you can save. I tell you, a middle of the road practice, something these days collecting about 900,000 to 1.2, 1.3 million dollars a year, can easily be paying $30,000 more in tax than they have to.
Wow.
Okay? And God knows for how long they pay that, but they keep doing it.
So if you could give our listeners a call to action, there's doctors, there's hygienists, what would you say the call to action would be? Like, what do you want them to know and do from listening to this?
I would like everybody to take their tax return and send it to somebody who has not prepared it and who deals with the dentist, knows the industry, right? And ask them to check it.
Yeah. Okay.
Even paying it,
And
even paying. I mean, in my practice, we do it for free, but there are other firms which actually charge for this, which is a service. So pay for it, get it done, and just you will know.
I love that. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Everyone listening to this podcast, send this to your friends and get Jay to look over your tax return and save yourself $30,000 so you can go on a ski vacation to go and do this so you can spend your money in better places. Jay, thank you for being a creator and thank you for bringing this education to our industry. I think it's very important, as a successful business owner, as a dentist is, they need a team, and that team can include a lawyer, a coach, an accountant to make this business successful. And I think having a really good accountant and trusting in your accountant and getting second opinions on your tax return if you've been, doing it the same way every single year, I think it's so worthwhile. So I appreciate what you do for our industry, and I appreciate the education that you bring. Even if it's not sexy, it's very important. And so we absolutely love having you inside of Dentalflix. Tell us a little bit about your course inside of Dentalflix.
Well, I have my courses on the tax strategies, specific tax strategies which can help lower the tax burden.
Right.
So some major simple things which can be done to pay less in tax legally.
Love that.
Also, it has some advanced techniques which can be used, but the first part is about the simple things which anybody can do, and or start working from there. So that is what it's all about.
Okay, so hop into Dentalflix, watch Jay's video, connect with him, send him your tax return, and send this to any of your friends that you think would be helpful. Jay, thank you so much for being on the Dentalflix Uncut podcast. Thank you for being a creator. We so value your education and knowledge.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here today.
Absolutely. We'll see you on another episode of Dentalflix Uncut.
You've just unlocked valuable insights with Dentalflix Uncut, but there's more. Dentalflix is not just a podcast, it's a thriving community, a hub of knowledge, and the #1 online streaming CE platform in dentistry. With just a few clicks, you can start exploring a wealth of resources, including in-depth training on leadership, case acceptance, scheduling, hiring, weekly marketing calls, insightful gap assessments, and scorecards, all designed to help you master what you discovered today and propel you further on your path to dental excellence. Head to dentalflix.com to get started for free and embark on your journey towards mastery. Thanks for tuning in to Dentalflix Uncut. See you next time.